Hi. Hey, good
Hi,
evening. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So happy to have you here today.
Excited to be here.
Yeah. Wanted to thank you for the opportunity actually to do this
That's
with.
cool. Thank you.
I know you have like a really busy schedule as per the hot right now, like the hottest. But thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Before we get to it, right? I just wanted to say for everyone that's joining in, make sure you share the link on your Twitter and let's get more people to come in, right? So we could have like a really nice time. So yeah, King, how you feeling? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I mean, I saw your Instagram. Should I call it questionnaire now? Felt like you felt chatty today.
Yeah, I was. Had time.
Hard time.
Yeah, had time.
Okay, that's incredible. So just wanted to ask you, like, firstly, right,
Mm-hmm.
when um I got to see your name, because um I personally knew about song like C Finish from
Okay.
TikTok, and there were a lot of TikTok edits, CapCut edits that had
Mm-hmm.
the sound, right? And I don't know if it was just me, but like a lot of us didn't know like who really sang the song. Just knew it was just the sound that was really nice and really went with a certain mood.
Yeah.
Right. So when I saw the name like King Madi, and I got to realize that you were the one that actually like the first thing that struck me was your name actually. So I just wanted to know like how did it come about?
The name King Madi, right?
Yeah. I mean
Yeah,
I'm sure
I've heard that.
yeah. I'm sure everyone asks you that, but like
Yeah. So the thing is, I'm a very independent person when it comes to like things concerning me and things concerning my work and my career. I like to be in charge. So with the name, I was actually very careful with it. I had to pick a name that defined me and also like showed what I could do as a person. So King basically is like, king with a Q. The Q is just stands for my femininity, just stands for the fact that I'm a female. That's why the Q's there. It's just to identify myself that I still belong to like the female gender. But the king on its own is just ownership, in chargeness, dominance, and just it's just basically in chargeness. That's the whole reason behind king, just trying to be in charge of your craft, in charge of everything, above everything else. And Madi, the way Madi is spelled, Madi, means extremely talented and heavenly, and I thought that was so perfect and it just fits what I stand for and who I am as a person. So I'm like, yeah, let's go with that. I mean, I didn't think it would be difficult for pronunciation purposes, but it is. But yeah, that's basically why I went for the name.
yeah, I remember the tweet where you said it's not Queen Madi, it's not.
OMG, yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to forgive us. I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
so well, it actually seems like you really thought out the name, and it just sounds like everything about you is intentional, right?
Yeah,
And
it is.
you wrote C finish at 16.
Mhm.
I'm correct.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, not everyone has that like that opportunity or had that kind of. I mean, when I was 16, what was I doing when I was 16? Right? Not even had the, should I call it the talent now, or the early foresight, right? To do what you do, or to do what you do that early, right? So I just want to ask
Thank
like
you.
how did you start off that early? And how were you able to put out like a song that great at 16?
Oh, thank you. So actually, to be honest, I started even earlier than that because growing up in Benin, it's like I was always like exposed to music. So I always knew that I loved music and I had like the most supportive mother that took on my passion for music very, very seriously, unlike the, typical African parents thing where they're like, oh, they always want you to go to school and finish your studies, which is very, very important and crucial for a child's growth. But for me, I felt like my mom could see something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And she helped me and groomed me to like be more serious with music. So I started taking my musical career very seriously early. Although I didn't think I would take off early, I just started like building myself musically with the help of my mom. And by the time I was 16, I'd moved to Lagos. I wanted to further my education, and I was thinking, maybe after university, I'll like professionally focus on music because school is very important. But I went to Black Bones' house to do a backup job, and I met a producer there.
But that was like your
And
first.
he
That was your
yeah,
first.
that was my first song. I was doing backup jobs at that time, just like vocal backup jobs. So I went to Black Bones'
So
house to do a
basically, at like
backup.
14 or 15.
Yeah, no, I was 16 at the time that I did see finish because I was doing backup for Black, and then I met this producer. His name is Ramoni. He played me this beat, and I was like, "Oh, can I try something?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, go for it." So I did see finish on it, and I was like, "Can I post it on TikTok?" Because then I was like active on TikTok because I was done with secondary school. I was about to enter uni. I wasn't really doing much aside music, so I'm like, "Can I post it on TikTok?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, post it on TikTok." So I posted it on TikTok. It had a lot of likes. People were like, drop it, drop it, drop it. We love this so much. So that was, I feel like I accidentally entered the scene because it wasn't planned in any way. Because there's so many amazing creatives on TikTok that post their songs every single day that I think you guys should pay attention to, by the way, and they don't really get that recognition or that listeners. But like, I was blessed enough to have people pay attention to my music when I put it on TikTok as a freestyle, though I wasn't like thinking it was gonna be my official first song or my introduction to the industry, but it was. So that's basically how it went, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, it's it's not surprising that you would mention a supportive mom and supporting,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, how do you even start like that early? Because I'm sure
Honestly.
you would still need their backing. I mean, I'm sure you could not fend for yourself at 16.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually not surprising that, and I'm sure like that's like such a huge blessing for you,
Yeah, it is.
right? And I'm sure like they're still supportive to you now.
Oh, she is. She's 100%. She's so involved in everything. Like,
You
she's behind the scene, but she's very involved in my song selection, in my dressing. She's there.
Maybe soon we will be having a bonus type scenario soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, okay. So like you grew up here in Nigeria, right?
Yes, I did.
And would you say you had like I mean, for a lot of people, they have this thing where they would say their first love of music came as like being in the choir or something. So would
Mm,
you say like that was your background as well?
I mean, similar, I guess. I feel like my first introduction to music, as most children, would be from like High School Musical and Barney and Destiny Kids. Those cassettes that my mom would buy for me. She wasted a lot of money on cassettes. Like, all those were my first proper introduction to music. Before I even started going to the choir or being a part of the choir, I was already obsessed with, the starter pack, Barney, Barbie, and the rest.
I mean, getting inspired by Barney has to be a first.
To be honest. That was my first introduction. But then the choir also made me love performing and made me love, like, because that was the first time I properly like performed in front of people that were listening to not my music, but were listening to me sing. So I think the choir was also a point where I started to love performing and music and everything. I love being in the choir.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Hmm.
And would you say like you have like now I'm trying to get into the kind of music you make, right? Your
Um,
kind of sound and your kind of approach to music, right?
mhm.
Would you say like you have um an R&B leaning when you make music?
Definitely. I think I have a strong R&B foundation when it comes to how I create my music. I listen to a lot of R&B music, from Brandy to Chris Brown to the OGs to even the recent R&B singers like Ella May and Summer Walker. I feel like R&B has a place in my heart, and it's also influencing how I write, how I create, and like, it influences me a lot. I really do love R&B as a genre, and I sometimes recreate them. Like, my next drops will have a lot of R&B in them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have a lot of things in store. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
if anyone was following your socials or follows your socials, I mean, you'd be able to tell that you have a lot in store. We're going to get there, and yeah,
100%.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot of things to tell us and maybe
Mhm.
excuses to follow. But like, so fast forward to Ole, right?
Mhm.
And would you say like that song changed your life? I mean, it sounds cliche, but
Yeah.
artists usually say this song, oh, this song changed my life. And would you say Ole changed your life? And how did it come out?
um so I would say it taught me a lot. The song itself has taught me so much, and it did change my life in a way because it was my first proper hit, obviously, and my first collaboration ever. So those were two trademarks of my career. I think in a way it was just like a defining moment in my career. And how the song came was, so I was in the studio with my friend. His name is Wade. He's a guitarist and a producer, and we've been friends for a while, so we love creating music. I used to create music with him before I even put out music. So we were in the studio, and as we were working, we had already done a song down, and I'm like, oh, like let's do something else. So we're in the studio, we're working, he's playing the guitar, and I'm doing some melodies as we usually create. And when I was done doing that, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna write about? Because we had already written about like everything in my books. So he's like, let's try something different. Let's try something corny and funny. And Ole was just my attempt at comedy, to be honest. It was me trying to be funny in a weird way. I was just like trying to crack my little jokes of stuff that I know would never come out because I didn't want Ole to ever come out. Because I didn't think I was ready for people to hear that type of music. I'm like, yo, I really don't think, and also my mom, because my mom would be like, what? So I'm like, nah, this song is never gonna come out.
Like, why you trying to take someone's bait? Like,
Bruh. Like I was like, when my mom heard that song, I was scared. I was literally like, okay, I've made the song, yay, we're done. And then I left the studio and Wade betrayed me and sent the song to my manager because he said he really liked it. I was like, no way you did that, bro. No. And my
shout out to you.
manager's like, bruh, my manager's like, yo, this song that you made is crazy. That's gonna be in the project, which is the King Madi project that's already out. But before then, it was supposed to be in the project. So I'm like, oh, really? This one? So I'm already shaking because usually when they do that, they already like kind of send to my mom. And so my mom listens to my next drop. So I'm
For
like, hey,
there are a lot of things happening in the
bro,
background, and you just
bro.
like living your life, not knowing that like a lot of things are happening. And
ah, I was so scared that my mom was gonna hear that song. But they sent it to her. I think the message went over her head the first time because she was just vibing to it. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I think it's when my brother came home that he deciphered what I was saying. That my mom now called me and she was like, eh. So it was a funny moment for us. The song was a very funny moment, but it was all in all, it was supposed to be one of the songs on my project, this King Madi EP that came out. It wasn't meant to be like a single or to come out on its own until Buju jumped on it. That was when we had to like release it as a single.
yeah, yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, I know about like Benson's R&B leaning from the
Mm-hmm.
start, but I wanted to ask like, was it something that was premeditated? Like, okay, you wanted someone with an R&B leaning, so you went for Benson, or or did it just happen by by chance, or how did it come about?
So the thing is, at that time, because I had just started, obviously I still have just started, but then earlier on, like the earliest phase of my career, I didn't even dream of having Benson on the song because I'm like, yo, like I'm a new artist. These people are possibly, they won't even respond or something. So we don't really like think that way. We're just focusing on trying to build me as an artist. We're just focusing on trying to put out my music. But ironically, Benson made a video to See Finish on his snap. And my friend was like, oh my God, Buju just made a video to your song. And I'm like, no way, no way. Texted him on IG, thank you so much. I didn't even like think he was going to respond to me. I just wanted to send him so he knew that I was grateful that he vibed to my music. And then all of a sudden he responds and he's like, we should get in the studio. Your music excites my soul. I'm like, no freaking way. So I'm already like excited and stuff, but I'm scared because I don't want to mess it up. Because it's my first collaboration. I've never done anything with anyone. So I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to mess this up. So we get in the studio. He's
Was it
extremely
like a speech
friendly.
type moment?
Yeah. Buju is so friendly. Like he was just making jokes and everything. He heard, so he's like, okay, play me stuff. So I played him Ole first. And he's like, yo, this is it. He didn't even want to hear anything else. He was like, this is
For
it.
him?
I deleted my second verse, and he wrote in like minutes. Bro wrote his second verse in minutes and just did it on the mic. It came out so beautiful. Everybody in the studio at that point already knew it was a hit, and it came out and it was just successful. So that's basically how everything happened.
I can't imagine how it felt for you, all of this,
OMDS.
and just feel like, is this really happening,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, the song went on, like they would say, the rest is history,
Yeah.
right? Went on to become like a really, really huge song and an amazing lead single.
Mhm.
So your EP,
Yeah.
I'm about to come to, right? If you just give me,
Mhm.
right, we just want to talk about like everything that happened because I'm certain like it didn't just happen by the EP. Is not it did not just become what it was.
Mhm.
Reason, right? There was like a backstory. So
Mhm.
now your artistry has kickstarted and you're now like an artist out there, right? On
Mhm.
scene. So how like moving? I mean, it's a different gear, right? So
Yeah.
like,
100%.
how did having a manager? That's not something that you had before. Having it,
Mhm.
having to build a team, having to talk with like a lot of partners and everything. So how will
Mhm.
you like cope with all of that?
So it's obviously a different scenery for me to have so much people involved in my artistry, obviously, because I'm used to it just being family. I'm used to going to the studio or my mom hearing my song, or just it's just family with me. I'm very, very close to my family, so they kind of know everything that goes on with my music and how I make it. So I'm used to that. But it's kind of like a different scene where we have like professionals and people that I've never met and just like new energy and all of that. So I felt like I was a little bit like overwhelmed with the feeling of it becoming less of something that I loved doing casually into like a full-time job, because now it's my whole life. Like it's literally my occupation. It's no longer like a hobby anymore. So it felt very overwhelming, but luckily for me, I'm still surrounded by family. I feel like that's one of the things that
Yeah.
keeps me going. I'm still surrounded by family. Even most of the producers I've made family with, like Wade, Ramoni, so many others that I'm super tight with. Most of the producers, they're already like family to me. So it's just comfortable. I don't like to think of it as work sometimes. Even
Yeah.
like my friends, they promote my music, they're my friends, they're my family. I like to talk to my fans because I like to make them feel comfortable with me, because we're just all gisting and everything. That's why
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
question tags a lot,
a
because I
lot.
want to know like what's going on your mind, like let's
Yeah.
talk. I like being comfortable with people, so yeah.
And you spoke about switching clubs recently
Oh, don't. don't
too. Okay,
don't
okay.
do this to me.
We'll get it. We'll get to that. So the EP, right?
Hmm.
King Madi, the EP, we, was one of the best projects of 2023.
Thank you.
Undeniably. I don't think I'm sure you've heard that like a lot before now.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah, it's undeniably one of the best projects of 2023,
Thank you
and
so
that's
much.
that's being really frank. So um I could remember a time where there was like so many arguments about which song is the best song on it, and you were like, it's Vision, it's Vision, it's
Mhm. Mhm.
everyone was like, no, it's not Vision, it's this, it's that. Then
Yeah.
that's how you know you dropped like an amazing body of work, right?
Thank
So
you.
the EP for a lot of new artists, the
Mhm.
debut project usually includes songs from way back,
Yeah.
songs that were in the hard drive, and except they have like a very very, how do I put it, a team of A&Rs and a
Yeah.
team of people that say, okay, let's not do this, let's just leave the past in the past, right, and let's just make
Mhm.
new stuff. So how was it for you? Did they include like old stuff and new stuff, or was it a mixture, or was it all new?
Okay. So I'm no exception to those that add old songs to their project, because like the oldest song on the project is Vision, which was also done by the same guy that made Ole Wade. Shout out to him again.
Shout out to Wade.
Shout out to him again. So the thing is, I made Vision when I was 14, and that's why I'm always like advocating for the song, and I'm like, yo, this is the best song on my project, I should know. But everyone's like, shut up, Maddie, no, we want American Love. And I'm like, no. So we're basically always fighting about it, because I'm super attached to Vision based on how the process was, and based on the fact that every time I hear Vision, I can hear like my younger self singing back to me, because we didn't alternate it, we didn't like revoice the song or anything. It's still the way it was when I recorded it. So it has like a significance to me. It's very sentimental. The song itself, the meaning of it is, I feel like it was one of my best written songs, because I calmed down to write Vision. Like I was talking about something. I love when I depict my songs and I'm like,
That's
this is
why.
the
That's why.
topic.
That's why you love it so much.
Yeah, that's why. Because I'm like, I love when I'm like, okay, this is the topic. My storyline follows. I like being very literal. Like my favorite artist is Kendrick, so I love poetry so much. So it's
Hmm.
like, don't, don't go there. But I love when I'm being very poetic. So I feel like Vision was the oldest song. Vision was way before the project. I feel like everything else was recent, but Vision was a song. That's why I'm like, yo, this is the one, and everyone's like, no, it's not. So it's like, it's really hurtful when they don't agree with me, but
No, you were ready to throw punches. Honestly,
I was
every day
ready.
for like
I
the
was
next
arguing with
30
them over
minutes.
what I wrote. Like, it's not you that will tell me what I wrote. I know this one is better.
I don't like you. You don't even know what you're saying. The artist, you don't know what you're saying. Nah, you don't know what you're saying. You can't be real.
It's
And
crazy.
well, it's on first listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
American Love was like my favorite, and it was a lot of people's favorites. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why, but like it ended up being like a really successful song, amidst
Yeah.
songs. And
Shockingly to me.
why?
Because I didn't I had like a whole bet with my team that I was not, they were telling me it was going to be American Love and I said it was
I,
going to be Vision. So I lost and that hurts me till today.
I. Okay, so the whole arrangement of the EP, right, from
Mhm.
Maddie's medley to
Mhm.
the lead single to Vision and the whole 7 tracks.
Yeah.
Every single song is amazing.
Thank
I
you.
I,
Thank you
I,
so
I,
much.
don't, I don't know how else to like put this, but there was something about the arrangements in particular and how they come into each other that made it perfect. And even though like people say stuff about how you have to mix in a lot of like different sounds in your
Mhm.
project so you don't end up sounding monotonous, right?
Mhm.
I feel like you were able to mix everything without losing yourself
Oh,
amidst
thank
everything.
you.
But your EP is so R&B. It has this R&B template to it, and
Mhm.
I mean, it's no surprise as you said, like you're a huge lover of R&B, and
Mhm.
Vision ended up featuring like an R&B star,
Singer,
right?
yeah.
So we'll get into that later. So
Mhm.
have you like had people come to tell you that R&B we have to like do, I don't know, at some point the log drums have to come in. You know how
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
soundscape is and everything
Mhm.
with our sounds, the wars happening with the sounds and everything. So have you had to deal with that so far?
So, first of all, I don't know if y'all could hear. Shit, I have to put this thing on. I'm so sorry. Y'all give me like 1 minute.
Okay. Shout out to everyone that's joined in so far. Um, shout out to everyone. Make sure you share the
Okay,
link.
I'm so sorry. I had to do something really quickly. So
Okay.
as I was saying, first of all, hi Wizard. I'm so sorry, my friend is here. Wizard Chan. He's
Yeah,
like one of
Wizard
my
Chan in
favorite
the
artists.
building.
I just have to say that.
Wizard Chan in the building.
But yeah, so as I was saying, of course there's been a demand for, but I'm a very like, I love experimenting with music. I love experimenting with sounds. I like to do the things I haven't done before. I get very bored of the same thing all the time. Like that's it shows in the project, because the project is like a whole mood swing battle between craving for somebody's babe to taking you around the world to avoiding see finish to, it's like I like to touch everything. I hate when I write about the same thing twice. It icks me. And if I ever do that and it's on the same project, I will fight for it to never be on the same project. Because I love experimenting so much. I feel like that's the whole purpose of music, to be able to say what's on your mind. And most often of the times, I only sing what I feel. So, of course, there's been like a demand for, oh, should we try like some amapiano or some jazz music or, other genres of music? And I could tell you that I'm really good at other genres of music as well. R&B is my most comfortable genre. It's the one I feel like I deliver the best. I can do other stuff, but then it's just this is just my favorite one. And I'm just grateful that my team has never tried to compromise my style and my identity to fit into like commerciality or be like, oh, we have to do what everyone else loves. They always like allow me do me, and then they pick the truest form of art that I can create for the media so that people get to understand, okay, this is what King Madi is. They don't ever want me to be like, oh, she's a singer. They want people to hear from the beat, oh, this is a King Madi type beats. This is something King Madi would jump on. I feel like it's more important for us to create an identity for me than to feed what everyone is. Because I want to be known. Like I want to be able to. I want people to play charades and guess who I am without saying a word. Like that's how detailed I want my music to be.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
detailed I want it to be.
Wow. That's just amazing and mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it's I feel like it's one of the I feel like it's not spoken about enough, right? The amount of pressures that come with making like your kind of music, the way you want to make your kind of music. So it's that's just amazing. And yeah, before we go on, just want to like take a little break and shout out to everyone that's joined us so far.
Shout out to you
Um,
guys.
yeah, King Madi saying shout out to you guys. Please,
Mhm.
not Queen Madi, no,
Please, not Queen.
and not Madi Chuku.
That's one that's very famous now. It's
That
so
one has a ring.
annoying.
That one has
Hey,
a ring to it though. I can't lie.
Joe Boy has not stopped saying that thing in my ear. Marichuku.
That one has
Sorry,
a ring
guys.
to it. That one has a ring to it. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone that's joining so far, you're going to get the chance to ask King Madi questions or speak to her directly. So when the
Hey,
time
whoa.
what happened?
Nothing. I'm just thinking of the questions. Go on, go on.
No. People are nice. We're all nice.
Ah. Okay.
So you could just send in your requests, and when it's time, right, we will definitely give as many people as we can the floor to speak. So King,
Mm-hmm.
there's a particular part I missed. I should have asked before we go into the EP.
Okay.
On an interview with TVC, right,
Yeah.
some time ago, you said you thought the whole love thing was cliche to you, and
I said
lunar thing,
that.
and you had a lunar thing going, or you have a lunar thing
Chai.
going, and now all your songs, including features,
Chai.
is love, love,
I
love,
didn't know.
some more love. So what I want to know now is, are you still on that vibe, or
Do
are
you
you
know
now
the funny thing? I'm still on that vibe, but I'm just that talented. I can just write anything, but I'm still on that vibe, Loki. I'm very private. Like the people that know me, I have very few friends, but then the friends that I have were like extremely tight. So I hate to like have too much company. I have this whole loner vibe going on mentally and even in my music. But then I'm like, I love writing love songs. I think love is beautiful. I think obviously love that has already been shown by Jesus Christ. So we already know like the prime example of love. And also, like, I think the ideology of love is beautiful. I think it's cliche, but I think it's beautiful. I think I enjoy writing about it a lot of the time. And I think it's like the easiest thing to write about. But my upcoming projects will not have a lot of that, unfortunately. That I can spill
for
just in
real?
case. It won't. I mean, from here to there, you might, but like, it won't major in that. Just in case, just in case. It's going to have like a lot of stuff that it's going to be very personal and very like descriptive, very detailed, very muddy. Don't worry.
Is it going to have you talking your shit?
Is it going it's going to OMG is going to, yes.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
So as you guys have heard, the next King Madi project, she's not going to be preaching love on that.
I'm
Trust,
not a preacher of love.
trust. So I mean, I think you tweeted it like, was it today or yesterday, about how it's love is so beautiful because you don't even have to like be in love to be able to write
Hmm.
it. Right? And that's it's quite funny that you're saying like love songs are the easiest thing, like is the easiest thing to write about, because I think I saw an interview from was it Iron Star? Yeah, from Iron
Mm.
Star, where she said she finds it really, really hard writing love songs. But it's easier to write breakup songs for her. I just, oh, that's just amazing. And so the EP did so well, and I just want you to like, how was the reception? Like, how did you take in the reception?
Bruh.
Can't imagine how
It's
it was like.
crazy. Like the funny thing is that I remember dreaming that maybe it would get at least 10 million downloads. Like I really wanted to just know how it was to be in the tens of millions. I was just like, damn. That was literally the bar. I set the bar at the ground. Like I did not know that it was going to be like in 200 million plus streams. I'm
Wow.
like, no way. When I saw the news, I was like, ain't no way my project did that. Because I'm like, it's so crazy how I underrated like my work. I feel like I was just being um very modest because in truth when I write my music I'm always picturing global reviews. I'm always picturing like, oh, how would people feel? I hope I'm targeted to the right audience and all of that. I never really think it's going to do justice. And then I was just super surprised because this is my first project. I wasn't really like optimistic about it, but it did so well. And I was like, yo, it basically influenced my writing because now I don't even write for like I'm not careful when I'm writing. I write and I'm like very honest. I'm very clear about what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, like I saw somewhere where like it was just reaching like a new peak on
Mm-hmm.
Spotify months after it dropped.
Yeah, months.
That's how you know.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, that's how you know it's aging. Like it's aging perfectly.
You know, it just recently picked up. That's the crazy thing. Because when it dropped, it was on a balance of like 1 million streams, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I kind of, chill until my next project. It recently picked up again, and I was like, yo, now you guys like the song? Like, what happened 5 months ago? So it was really just like, I'm just like, damn, just watching it grow is beautiful.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are still discovering King Madi.
That's the beautiful part too.
A whole
I
lot
get
of
to
people.
see new listeners.
Yeah. So that's but this year, right? You've been on like a flurry of amazing. I mean, you just sing so good, right? And
Thank
you've been on
you.
amazing like feature
Thank you
verses,
so
and
much.
the highlight of that being Joe Boys Adenuga with the whole movie thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a different. I mean, I knew you as a singer first, and then I got to realize you're a badass dancer, and now
Are
you
you
act,
whining?
and
Joe
that's
Boy got me acting in the camera.
Joe Boy.
Joe Boy, Joe Boy set a whole movie scene for us. It was so cool.
And I mean, there's one with Joshua,
Baraka,
yeah,
yeah.
and then there's
Mm-hmm. Preston
trying
Pablo.
yeah, Preston Pablo 1010,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
like my favorite songs of the year already.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're meeting new people, right? Making new friends in the
Mm-hmm.
industry and everything. So how would you say it's been like? Making music for yourself is different, but when you're
Mm-hmm.
starting to collab with a lot more people,
Mm-hmm.
having to write like a lot more feature verses and trying to like adjust to whatever beats they're going to be sending in, whatever kind of production soundscape.
Mm-hmm.
So how has it been for you getting to like work with more people and all that?
So it's been so cool. It's been super fun, especially when I genuinely love the artist. Like there are artists when I just listen to the music and I'm like, damn, this person is so talented, and I'll just reach out and be like, OMG, I love your music so much. And if they're game, they send me stuff, we work on stuff together. I'm not like that a lot, but when I spiritually feel like this person is insane, I move that way. But I'm not like the biggest fan of collaborations, ironically, because I'm a very, very like greedy person when it comes to my concepts. I'm always like, oh, I know where the song's direction is going. I feel like I should complete it. And I've never had like a feature that like made me be like, oh no, this is bad or something. All the features I've done, they've done excellently well. All the features I've been on have
Yep,
been amazing songs.
I agree.
Luckily for me, I haven't had any bad experience yet from the Preston Pablo, Joshua Baraka, Joe Boys Adenuga, they've all been amazing songs.
Yeah,
To 1010 song.
even
So
stretching
like,
last year as
hmm
well. Yeah.
yeah, honestly speaking, so it's been all amazing songs, and I just feel like, feature wise, it's I don't know, man. I'm blessed, to be honest. I haven't had that experience. Plus, even the features that are in the bag right now that y'all
Hmm.
haven't heard of
Hmm.
yet, that y'all will hear of soon.
Hmm. Okay.
Y'all
Okay.
will hear of soon. I feel like those ones too. Hmm. There's Wahala. I can't lie.
Okay.
I can't
There's
lie.
Wahala. Don't worry. Bring it on. Don't worry. Um. So I want to touch on something which would have been like a very very huge moment for you, right?
hmm
And that's doing backup vocals for Wizkid.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, like, how did like that come about? Like, how did it happen? And how were you feeling at that?
So it was actually my friend Prime, P Prime. He's a producer, and he was like, you know, that I should come to the apartment for like a session and stuff. So I'm at the apartment, obviously about to record, and Prime doesn't tell me or tell me that, oh, Wiz is here. So he skipped out that big detail that I needed to know. So me, I'm coming to the studio all pumped and stuff like, oh, let's record, let's work. I see Wizkid. Jesus Christ. My mind is like, superstar. I'm like, no. So I'm obviously like at that moment where I'm super tense, super excited, just a mix of feelings because I mean he's Wizkid, he's a legend. And I was
Wiz- Wizkid called you a
he called me a
superstar. I mean,
superstar. Are you whining?
can you retire now?
I'm good now. I'm good. But yeah, it was such a beautiful moment. He was very, very comfortable to be around because there were times when we just had like small talks and conversations, and you would just think, wow, this man is acting so casual, so easy. I just found myself talking to him because he was really good with like making me feel comfortable, like, oh, how are you, giving me like music advice, because I asked him for a lot of advice, obviously, because like is Wiz. He gave me lots of music advice. He actually led me on
Mhm.
what to do for the backup. He was like, this is what I should do, and I did it. And he's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, and after that, just like, just talks and all of that. But yeah, he's a super amazing person.
Oh, that's. Can you imagine? I'm sure you like texted all of your friends to
I
like, okay,
posted the video on my status and blocked the amebos in case they
guy
want to
now.
repost. I was like, yeah, I met
Like,
Whiskey.
okay, guys, now talk to me
Talk to
different.
me different.
This thing
I
is
need your
like,
level. hmm
okay, 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 okay. That was sick. Well, I mean, when we all like heard that, or when it was
hmm
announced, and we all got started, it was
It
amazing.
was.
I personally was really really happy because for someone that had been in the game for how long? I think it was like a year or less.
hmm
I'm speaking, being in the game for like a year or less, and being able to score that kind of it was really really
Yeah,
good
it
to
was a
see.
memorable period for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to ask you maybe two or three more questions, and then we would go to the hopefully not difficult part of this
The
space, which would
interviews.
be
Okay.
yeah. I would not call them interviews, but
Okay.
like okay. So what would you say like has been the most challenging parts for you so far in the journey?
Hmm. Most challenging part is having to deal with the negative perspective of me, because everyone kind of has an ideology of what I am in their minds. And unfortunately, I'm not used to being like a display. I'm not used to everyone having opinions on me, because I grew up as a last child in Benin. And if you know Benin, Benin is such a homely place. It's such a comfortable place. You don't ever feel like, Lagos is a rush. Lagos is on the go. Everybody's on the go. Everybody's working. Benin is homely. So because of that, I'm not used to a lot of people knowing like, oh, this is what Maddie's doing today. This is what Maddie's about. I felt like that really had a toll on me as a person, because I have so much energy. Like I'm super energetic. I have so much like fire in me when I'm talking. You just feel like, oh, she's here, she's here, she's here. I love to be all around the place. So seeing comments like that, it's like, oh, just like random comments, random irrelevant hate comments, they low key like make me wonder like, wow, so everyone has something to say about me. That is crazy. So at the earlier start of my career, those comments actually kind of made me realize that I needed to stop paying attention to everything, because I take in the good, the bad, the ugly every time I create. Like, I'm always very attentive. So I just started learning to confide in myself, work, and I'll know like how good I'm doing from my streams. I'll know how good I'm doing from, the reception. I don't need to check the comments or what people are saying. That's just, I felt like that was the most difficult part, having to grow out of being someone that pays attention to everything. But I'm glad that I'm in that phase where I've overcome that part of my life now.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I totally feel you. I totally feel
Mm-hmm.
you. And I think it was last
Yeah.
month where we're also on this space speaking with Bloody Civilian,
Mm.
right? And we're talking about the fact that the odds are actually like the odds are a little bit against females, right?
Yeah.
Females in like an all engaging
Mm-hmm.
industry, and they literally have to be on their super A. I don't know what letter comes before A, but
Mm-hmm.
like their super A,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
to compete. So like what would you say about
So
that?
I feel like she was right if she said that the odds are low key against women, because the thing is, people have an idea of what a female singer is, and anything that contradicts that doesn't go well with them. Like, they like pretty girls, sing pretty music, and
Yeah,
I'm not like that. I'm very comfortable. I wear baggy stuff. I sing about what I sing like. I dress in a certain way, and because of that, because it doesn't sit well with people, and people are like, no, you're a girl. Like, this is not what we think you should be doing. They always try to like bring me down mentally and everything else. But aside from even the commentaries and aside from even the opinions, in terms of music, we have to work harder. I feel like the women have to work harder than the men in the industry, because it's way harder for a woman out there. There's so many factors in music and in real life that stop women from achieving a certain height in terms of music. There's the whole society factor of, oh, she's a girl, she's doing this. They always try to put us down for the most. Like, if we do too much, you're doing too much. If you do too little, they compare you. If you're too focused, it's like, you have to have a home. At some point, you have to do. Everyone just has a say, because our duties as females contradict most times when we're serious with anything business related. Like, as a woman and then as an artist, our roles are very much mixed up, because why are you singing around the world when you should be trying to start a home and all of that? It's really a lot, to be honest. I could talk about that forever, but just know that she was right. She was really right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazing
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Let's go back to the music,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now you released Vision
Mm-hmm.
mixed with Chloe Bailey,
Yeah.
and it's been doing
Thank
well.
you.
You released like a new music video, and she's also like an artist that has a really really strong R&B leaning,
Yeah.
but is also broken on the on the part of pop music, and trying to mix it really really well. So would you say like that was like in your thought process when you were making decision to like make that remix with her?
So the decision of the feature didn't actually come from me personally. I'm too
Okay.
attached to Vision to ever want a feature. Like, I was fighting so hard for them not to tamper with the song, because I'm like, Vision is my baby. Like, y'all leave that song alone. But my team were like, I think it would be wise for us to have a remix. And I'm like, who? Okay, fine. If you guys wanted a remix, who would be on it? Like, who would be able to give us the essence of the song, an R&B song that is describing a certain event, because vision all boils down to one particular storyline, and it's just how distracted you get from everything once you see that one person. And so behind my back, my team sent the song to Chloe's team.
Don't tell me it was Wade again.
Huh?
Don't tell me it was the producer
Ugh,
again.
no. Yeah, it was actually weird though. It's weird still. That
Wait.
man. But they sent the song to Chloe's team. Chloe loved it. Chloe laid her verse. They sent it to me. I was screaming. Obviously, it's Chloe Bailey. She's such an amazing artist. I'm like, yo, she delivered. It is so beautiful. I cannot wait for the world to hear how beautiful this song is right now because I thought I did justice to Vision, which I think I still did. But
Yeah, you did.
Chloe made it so beautiful, and I was super excited for the feature. I was super excited for the video because that was the most fun part of working with her and everything else. To be honest, I was just super excited for the project.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the video was a little bit different from all of your other
Yeah,
videos or
because
all
it
of your.
was directed by me.
For real?
I wrote the script.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
I'm getting
That's amazing.
involved. I am.
Okay, okay. So you've obviously teased like your next project about how it's coming soon
Mhm.
and how it's exciting, and now you just told us that you're not going to be a preacher of love on it.
No.
So we want to know, and obviously you hate features, so I'm sure there are the guest features on it. So just tell us a little bit about the project, and maybe you can give us
you
exclusive.
know,
Maybe you can give
I
us
don't
exclusive.
know any project that I'm dropping sooner or later. I don't know when, but when I drop something else, just know that it's going to be original. It's going to be sides of me that haven't been shown because I prioritize my authenticity in my lyrics. So it's going to be very authentic music like See Finish and Vision and every other song I put out. It's just going to be very
And
authentic. I feel like that's one thing that y'all should know about my next drop.
why do you hate Johnny?
No,
Nah, nah,
I
nah,
don't
no.
hate
I was going to get to
Journey.
it.
I
You
don't.
didn't mention Johnny
So
now, and you
this is
mentioned
the
like all your
reason for
names.
Journey was never written. I wrote Journey on the spot. I don't write songs on the spot ever. My team knows that. Like when they send me to a session, right? Most likely I'm like having to think and gather inspiration and everything and write. But Journey was written like on the spot. It's like the event that happened, the loss of the amazing Mobad affected me in a way because I didn't get the chance to ever meet him. I didn't get the chance to I
Yeah.
was too early in the industry to like be associated with him. So it hurt me in a way, even though I didn't know him personally. I'm like, whoa, this just like this is so painful. And I don't know, something about me that particular day when it was still Wade again. This man. I went to the studio again.
Wait.
I went to the studio.
Shout
Shout out
wait.
to him. I went to the studio this day. Wade was playing the guitar, and my mind couldn't get off of the mobile thing. And he's like, okay, you can write about it. I'm like, okay. So I wrote Journey. And when I wrote it, I made it clear to my team that I don't want to put this out. I want it to be a video. And I just want people to watch it and get my message because everyone was talking about how they felt. Everyone was expressing their sympathy in different ways. I felt like this was my way of talking about it, and that's why I put it out. So I never
Wait.
intended for it to be. I don't like when people bring it up because they tend to see it as like my song. I don't consider that, part of my songs. I just consider it as my message and how I felt
Yeah.
about the event. So that's why I don't really bring it up. But it's not I love the song. It's beautiful.
So it was like a
Yeah, it was
dedication.
dedicated to
Like
him.
how we did like this because me I like the song.
You can't play the song now, but I
I
didn't
am playing
no,
it.
I like it.
Now that you said you don't like people referring to it as your song now,
It's
what
just
do
my
we do?
message. It's my message to him.
Yeah, yeah. So I think okay. One last question.
Okay.
I promise. Last
One last
question.
question
Let's
before
get to
people start.
yeah, yeah. Before people start. So Vision Remix is like an extension of like the King Madi EP, right? That means you're still in that era,
Uh-uh.
the King Madi
How do
era,
you know?
right? So
How do you know that that's what I want to do?
for real?
How do you
Ah,
No.
aha.
No, that's not it. That's not I don't know what you're talking
Okay,
about. But go on.
okay, okay. So would you say like after the remix, that's the end of the King Madi EP
I
era?
don't
Are we
know.
done?
I don't know. I can't give that
Are we getting
info. My manager is on this call. She can't slap me from here.
a couple more? Okay, 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 okay. Thank you so much. Like, you really, really inspire a lot of us,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you so much, Album Talk, for supporting my
Thank
music
you.
as well, for posting about me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I mean, there's stuff to post about. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
Have a great
opportunity. And shout out to
time.
everyone that's joined in so far. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this with us.
Okay, appreciate
See
it.
you another day. Thank you so much. Good
Have
night,
a good
everyone.
day. Bye, everyone.